How you doing, folks? Scott here with Dorsten Custom Firearms, coming out with you with another gun problem. Customer brought this 686 in, and he says his gun's jammed. And I know a lot of you are out there like, revolvers don't jam. Well, actually they do. Revolvers can jam. The gun is unloaded at this time, and I can see that by checking through all the ports. The problem this customer has with the gun being jammed is that you can't get the cylinder open. See, it's jammed up there, doesn't want to come back. Doesn't want to come out at all. And this is actually a very common problem. This happens a lot. See it quite a bit. Very technical, scientific manner in which we fix this. And I'm going to show you how we fix it, and then I'm going to show you how we check it to make sure there's no major damage that has gone wrong. So the first thing we got to do is we have to get the cylinder open. And this is the highly scientific, technical part that we do, which is called hit it with a hammer. That's right, we're going to hit it with a hammer, not just any hammer. We have a specialty hammer, gyroscopically balanced plastic brass hammer from Brownells. If you're going to do this kind of work, get the scientifically balanced ones from Brownells. Everything else is inferior. This is the only tool that'll work. So we're going to use the plastic side. It's non-marring. It's not going to leave any marks. And so what we got to do here is, with one hand, I'm going to push the cylinder catch forward so it's in the open position. Turn it over, and we just wrap it. There we go. It's open. All it took was one little hit. So it's open, and now I'm going to show you why that happened. When you are dealing with screws, especially Smith & Wesson screws, make sure you're getting a good set of screwdriver bits. This is a Brownells set. Specifically, it's the Smith & Wesson set. I have this just for Smith & Wesson revolvers. I've got other ones for, multiple uses, but this is just my Smith & Wesson revolver kit. And making sure that the tips are the right size is a big deal. Because there's nothing worse than goobering up the head of the screw and having it look ugly, and you don't want that. So get the right size screw bits, screwdriver bits when you do that. So we got the cylinder out and got the yoke out of the way. And what's happened is the ejector rod is loose. It's on a reverse thread, and here I'll take it completely out so you can see it's unscrewing here. Hopefully that's coming through all right. And there you go, there's it completely apart, and it was loose, and it should never be that loose here. So what we do to tighten that down, we'll get it finger tight first. There we go. There you go, it's finger tight now. This is a tool that I made. It's very easy. You can make these at home. I mean, these, if you've got a drill press at home, you can make a tool like this. It's just a couple of bars of steel. It's been drilled and tapped, for the screws, and then it's got various different screw sizes in here for the various different, for like Smith & Wesson revolvers, Colts, Tauruses, just about anybody that has a ejector rod, and I've got all the different ones drilled there. Very easy to make. You could do that at home. I believe the middle one is my Smith & Wesson, and we clamp down on this. Now there's a lot of different ways you could do this. This is my preferred method, having the right tool for it. Clamping down on the tube. I do not clamp down on the knurling, because when you do, you can crush the knurling and it kind of looks ugly, and you never want to hurt your gun that way. There's no reason to. And then after that is when you just torque it down. Now that's nice and tight, you torque it down, not very much. It doesn't take a lot of torque, and you need to be careful because the threads on this are very small and very thin, and you can strip them very easily. I don't like to use Loctite on these. Torquing it down because it's a reverse thread should do the trick properly. It should not come out again unless somebody has, really, done something to it outside of my shop. And there it is. It's torqued down. That's all there is to it. So we're going to loosen this up, and we're going to take that off. That is ready to go. We are going to check it with this Power Customs ejector rod yoke alignment kit fixture. Handy little tool, and we are going to set this up Let me bring you down here and just do that. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're going to show you how this works. You have a cylinder. We have the yoke adapter here. It goes right inside. Whoops. There it goes. Goes right inside here. I could have used some gun grease there. See, if you watched my last video, I could have used some gun grease right there. Put that on there, huh? Insert it in. So now what this does is it's going to see if the rod has been bent, because I did have to hit it with a hammer, and that can cause things to bend. So we're going to check it real quick. And you can see right down here we have the needle, and there is a little bit of movement. That is not much. Let me zero that out, and we can see you're talking 0.003. Well, maybe a little more. Let's see here. We need to zero that out one more time. Looks like it's about 0.005. Yeah, you're doing about 4 or 0.005 right there. That still is not much. So that's the high side right there. Now, if we wanted to fix that, you have the rod here, and it's got a hole. It's got one side for a yoke, and it's got another side for the ejector rod. And what you'll do is you'll loosen that and get it out of the way. And we were at the high side, so it was pointing up. Insert this, and you just give it a little bend. A little bit of pressure, not much. You don't need much. And it's better to do it multiple times to check for a difference than it is to try and do it all at once and bend it too far. Or even worse, break it. You don't want to break it at all. You don't want that to happen. So let's check it again. Yeah, we had a little bit of movement there. Let's see here. Let's get it zeroed out. Yeah, you're looking at about 0.003 now. Yeah, right about 0.003 movement. And that is perfectly within spec. That's perfectly acceptable. Usually I wouldn't even adjust it unless it was down around 10 or higher than that. But between 3 and 0.005 is perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly within spec. So at that point, the gun is ready to go back together. Put this back in here. And we'll do that real quick. Oops. There we go. Okay, there we go. Get you backed up a little bit. So here we go, ready to put the gun back together. Get your yoke in there. Insert it back into the gun. Close it up. Get the screw in there. And we're tightened down. And there you go. Works just fine. There you go. Revolvers do jam. That's one of the methods in which they jam. Very easy to fix if you have the tools for it. Very easy to check. The fixture is not a cheap fixture, but it is handy. I use that more when I'm doing full action tuning, and I'll get that rod just running as straight as an arrow. So that's an expensive fixture. These things, like I said, you can make this yourself. Just some scrap steel is all you need. A couple of screws and a drill and tap. Very easy to be done. So that's all we got today, folks. Tune in next time. This is Scott, your friendly neighborhood gunsmith, and I'll see you around.